Hey, this is Danny from Scare Talk. Before we get into all the horror greatness, I gotta let you know about Anchor. Anchor is the host site that we use to record our podcast. Anchor will upload your podcast to Apple and Spotify and many other listening platforms. Anchor is completely free, and you can download the app or go to the website, anchor.fm, and you can record straight on there. There's also some cool editing tools that you can use. Did I mention that it's free? Yeah, so if you want to make a podcast, Anchor is the way to go. Go check it out. Now, for the spooky stuff.
Welcome to Scare Talk, a horror movie podcast for horror fans. This podcast will cover horror movie reviews, ratings, and rankings. Now for your hosts, Danny and Joel.
Okay. Here we are. It's Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with the spirited Joel.
Spirited. All right.
Yeah, we got the Christmas spirit.
Yes. Gotta have that Christmas spirit. 'Tis the season.
And we are back with another Christmas horror film, Black Christmas from 1974. Bob Clark's Black Christmas.
Yes.
All right. So this is a Christmas classic horror film.
It is.
There's been other renditions, but this is the original.
Yes.
And Joel, who was in this?
All right. This one stars Olivia Hussey. She plays Jess, the main girl in there. She was in Jesus of Nazareth, 1977. She was the Virgin Mary.
Wow.
Yeah. Psycho 4. And the It miniseries as Bill's wife.
Oh, okay.
Also, Margot.
Is she the one with the accent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she has a little bit of an accent. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
She answers the phone.
Yeah. Margot Kidder. She plays Barb. She was in Superman 1 through 4 as Lois Lane.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amityville Horror, the 79 Amityville Horror. Okay. And Maverick, the Mel Gibson movie.
Okay.
So she's probably one of the biggest names in this movie. And also John Saxon. He's a lieutenant. He was in A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yeah.
And New Nightmare.
Yeah.
And From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
I had to throw another one in there.
I like him.
Yeah.
I think he's good. He plays that role really well.
Yeah, he does. This was written by Roy Moore, who wrote She Cried Murder, 1973 TV movie. Real, another TV movie. And The Last Chase. I don't know any of these movies. He did the screenplay for that. And a director is Bobby Clark. He directed Porky's 1 and 2. Baby Geniuses 1 and 2. And A Christmas Story.
Yes.
Couldn't forget that one in there.
That was surprising to me.
Yeah.
I looked him up and I was like, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Quite the opposite film.
It is, and they're both classics.
Yeah.
Like both of these movies.
It's pretty good.
Separate, spectrums of the Christmas movies. But they're both classics. Mm-hmm. So, good job.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good job, Bobby Clark.
All right, so this one is about a Christmas break, a group of sorority girls, and they are stalked by a stranger.
Oh, man.
That is it.
That is quite the synopsis.
That's what IMDb tells me.
Thank you,
and
IMDb.
I'm going to add to that. So, it's Christmas break.
Didn't want to give too much away.
They start getting these very, very disturbing phone calls.
Little obscene phone calls.
And then, as the movie goes, they get picked off one by one by a person living in the attic.
Yes.
That
the
is
call
cool.
is coming from inside the house. That has been done before, but it's fine.
This, I think, was the first one. Because When a Stranger Calls, I looked it up, and it's after this.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
You're just stealing when a stranger calls. Good job.
Yeah, When a Stranger Calls gets all that credit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
this... See, the thing is in this movie, you know that it's coming from the house. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just the character that doesn't know.
Yeah.
When a stranger calls, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So,
We are a little bit, but you know,
this
that happens
is good.
sometimes.
This is a good movie.
I have a little trivia. Or not
okay.
trivia, but fun fact about this.
Let's talk about that.
This was heavily influenced, like this, John Carpenter's Halloween
Yeah.
was heavily influenced by Black Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Or Black Christmas.
Black Friday.
That's a different movie. That's a totally different, would be a different feel altogether.
But I could totally see that. Mm-hmm. This really felt like a Halloween film.
It did, yeah.
It really did.
Yeah.
I mean, right from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Because it's that point of POV shot that happens multiple times in the movie where the killer you're seeing from their perspective. Mm-hmm. And right in the beginning, he's walking up to the house. He goes up the ladder to get to the attic.
Yeah.
That's how Halloween starts. Mm-hmm. Is same way.
Yeah.
And this came before Halloween.
Yeah.
So I got to give this movie credit for quite a few things.
Yeah, I know. I was giving Psycho quite a bit of credit for being heavily influenced by, but I think this came out the same year Texas Chainsaw Massacre did.
Okay.
I don't consider Psycho to be a slasher movie, at all.
No.
So besides Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think this is the original slasher movie.
Yeah. Some people would say there's other originals.
There's probably a
from
couple
the
others
60s
in
or
there.
something.
Yeah, but as far as full-on slasher,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah.
besides Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think those two, which came out in the same year,
Yeah.
kind of, were the beginning of the slasher craze.
Yeah.
So, gotta give it some credit for that.
Yeah. I think this one is very underappreciated,
Oh, yeah.
underrated,
Mm-hmm.
underseen. You should...
All the
Anybody
others.
who likes horror films should watch this, whether it's Christmas or not.
Yeah.
I think it's that good.
And it doesn't technically even need to be a Christmas movie.
No, not really.
I mean, it could have been any time that they were
Yeah.
leaving. Like, it could have been the summertime when this
Yeah.
happened. Like, it didn't
Yeah.
have to be in Christmas. Like,
Right. Yeah, there isn't too much, Christmas anything in this movie. I mean,
yeah.
you see, lights on the house and,
Yeah.
they talk about being on Christmas break, but
Yeah. That could
other
have been
than
summer
that-
break. Like,
yeah. Other than that, there's not too much that really distinguishes the time of year,
yeah.
the holiday.
Except for
So,
the title is the only thing.
yeah.
Black Christmas.
So,
So there was an original title for this before Black Christmas.
yes.
It was Silent Night, Evil Night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm glad they went with Black Christmas.
I am too. Yeah. Yeah.
Silent
So
Night,
I wonder
Evil
if Silent Night, Deadly Night would have had a different title
Yeah?
if this had been Silent Night, Evil Night. Because
Yeah.
that's too close
Yeah.
of a name.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was kind of a fun little fact.
You know what I
Fun
just
fact.
realized? This is, how that's like a play on the song, Silent Night. This is a play on another song, White Christmas.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Black Christmas,
good.
White Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did you like about this one?
I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Another one that I was kind of surprised by. The first Black Christmas movie I ever saw was the 2006 version, which a lot of people...
I think it's 2008.
Pretty sure it's 2006, but
Anyways.
either way.
Unless there's another one I don't know about.
Pretty sure it's 2006. Which a lot of people were, hating on because it's nothing like the original. I actually just recently watched this for the first time, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The first call that they get, the most obscene call that they get in the
my
entire
gosh.
movie, it was disturbing.
Yeah.
It was creepy and very well made.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it definitely did what it was trying to do, which was be very unsettling.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And just disturbing. So I loved the phone calls throughout the entire movie.
Yeah.
It was probably some of the best parts of the movie.
Right.
You don't really see people start getting killed off till like almost an hour into this movie. Like there's one of the sorority sisters gets killed, and then they go and look for her and everything, and they spent a good like maybe half hour of the movie looking for her.
Yeah.
And they find a little girl who was murdered. Yeah. Who we don't really hear very much about that. Yeah. It was just like randomly a little girl was murdered. I'm like, okay. As they're looking for their missing sorority sister.
Yeah, when that part came, I was like, did I miss something?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be like relevant?
It was off-screen murder in a slasher movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got the girl with the bag, not bag, but the plastic over her head.
Yeah, in the attic.
And then the head lady, the drunk lady.
But she was later in the movie.
No, she was.
Yeah. So it played as sort of a drama for the first almost hour of the movie.
Yeah.
Which was different for a slasher type movie.
Right.
But I mean, you know, they set the standard. So I mean, this is pretty much an original story. Like this was, besides Texas Chainsaw Massacre, kind of birthed the slasher genre. Mm-hmm. So they didn't really have any sort of template to go off of as far as like what constitutes a slasher. And all these people need to die. Yeah. Not a whole lot of people actually got killed with like a knife or anything like that. Like nobody really got slashed.
Yeah. For different weapons and ways of death.
And I liked when he was in the attic when woman, her name was Phyllis?
Maybe
something like that.
She was like the head sister
the head,
or whatever. I don't know.
She goes looking like goes up looking in the attic, and you see his point of view, like looking at her, like breathing heavily. Like if she hadn't seen the body or seen him, he probably would have just left her alone. Like it was, you know, I don't know why he went after like just that one girl in the first place. But so I liked seeing stuff from his point of view.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was.
Those scenes were unsettling as well. The scenes where you're seeing it from his point of view, because he's like saying all these random things and like screaming and like doing all this stuff where it's like, what the heck is up with this guy?
Yeah.
It's like, man, this is a weird dude.
Yeah. I know. Those phone calls too. Yeah. It's like 3 different voices, but it's the one person. And you don't get a backstory for him at all, which is kind of cool. I like just being, just like not knowing anything about this guy. Yeah. He's just a crazy guy. You see everything from everyone's point of view, but you don't see anything from his like past. So it's, it kind of like adds a layer of uneasiness, I guess. Yeah. To it, because you're not supposed
unpredictable.
To know unpredictability to him. So I like that. The acting was decent. Like this is the 70s. Yeah. Like this was the decade of actual like good acting horror movies. Yeah. It's just kind of weird to say there was good acting in a slasher movie, because usually that's not what they prioritize. Yeah. But there actually was some decent acting in this, and the calls coming from inside the house type of thing was really cool. I like that too. I mean, of course, like you were saying, we knew that already going in, but it was still cool to have them like pretty much say that. They didn't say it exactly like that. Yeah. But you know, and the fact that at one point they actually made an effort in letting us know that there were multiple lines in that house.
Yeah.
It was like, because they were tracking the calls, and they were saying how many phones are there in the house.
Yeah.
And she was pointing out the phones and stuff. And then one of them was like, no, that's her separate line. That's the head mistress, I guess, or the head head. I don't know these sorority terms. Yeah. That's her own separate line.
Right.
So going in that it makes sense that the call could be coming from inside the house because they're separate lines. They're not connected.
Right.
So I thought that was a pretty cool little thing to just throw in there.
Yeah, before they even start to look for tracing the calls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's already kind of put into the movie. So.
Yeah, and it's a line that's just kind of thrown in there too.
Yeah.
So I liked it. The atmosphere was really good as well.
Yeah.
And some of the kills, there were a couple of pretty good kills in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first couple of them, they were just like, the first one had a bag over her head and stuff, so it wasn't really.
I think that's pretty well known for that, though.
Mm-hmm.
That kill. The main like photo or poster or whatever for this film is someone sitting in a rocking chair with the plastic over their head.
Mm-hmm.
And then the same with the 2006 version.
Yeah.
It's like someone laying on the ground with a plastic bag, or I think it's like dry cleaning plastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was,
over their head. So while that's like, whatever, it's not like that big of a kill for today's standards. I think it was kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Back then.
I mean, it's a horrible way to die. So it really is. Like, you're suffocating.
Yeah.
That's not a very pleasant way. You're like slowly dying.
Yeah.
Like, that way.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't at all. So I was going to say I don't like something, but we're not there yet. We're on the positives. Overall, I thought it was a really well-made movie.
Okay.
So those are my positives
for it. So something also that's similar to Halloween is the breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So during the POV shots, he's breathing, but it's like he's like snoring. Because it's not like it's like
heavy breathing. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, man, you need to get that checked out. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it sounds like snoring, but it's like this like panting almost. So I mean, that just made it even creepier though.
Yeah, it did.
All the voices that were coming through the phone calls.
How did you do that?
Yeah, and he's like talking about Billy and Agnes, and like he never actually says that he's Billy, I don't think. He just talks about someone named Billy, someone named Agnes, and just random stuff. Some of it you can't even understand. It's just like screaming and just all these different voices and noises and stuff, and then when he gets like actually talking, like then you hear his like actual voice, what I assume is his actual voice, and then he just says the most obscene stuff.
Yeah, he does.
Like, man, I didn't know they put this in movies back in the 70s. I mean, like you take this and then The Exorcist, like man, they they talked about some
the
bad
70s
stuff.
Man.
Just I was pretty shocked by what he was saying on the phone.
Yeah.
And so, I'm gonna put this up there with Halloween.
Oh wow!
For how good it is, how much I like it. I'm not gonna say it's as good as Halloween because that's never gonna happen.
Halloween was heavily inspired by this
I know.
movie.
That's why I'm like, man, if I like Halloween, this has a lot of that in it. It doesn't have Michael Myers. That's the only thing.
No movie has Michael Myers besides Halloween.
So, but like you were saying, the killer, not seeing the killer, not knowing anything about him, just knowing about the phone calls and that he's in the attic, that's just creepy.
Yeah.
That's unnerving but good. You don't even see him. Like, you see his eye at a part or two.
Yeah.
You see like the side kind of his face for a second when he stabs one of the girls with a unicorn, like statue, like little mini unicorn statue.
Yeah.
Stabs her with the horn. Pretty intense.
Yeah, there were some pretty intense kills.
Yeah. The music was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There was like very little of it.
Yeah.
But when it showed like certain rooms or something, it would just be like this dum. Like there was nothing over the top about it. It was just this atmosphere setting music. That's all it was, and that's all it needed to be. So that I thought was really good. I was happy when the head mistress, the head of the house, when she died. I was happy when she died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan of her?
No. I was happy when she died. So it's a positive that she died. Some of the lighting and camera work was cool. Like, I like the POV camera work. But then that scene I was talking about where it, like, shows his eye and, like, the part of his face, like, the lighting is just enough to see, like, just a piece of his face, you know, as he's, like, going in and stabbing her.
Full face.
Yeah. So I thought that, you know, some of that stuff is just cool. Because I'm watching thinking, oh, well, I'm going to see what he looks like. But you don't really get to see what he looks like.
Yeah.
Not too much. I like that they kind of made the boyfriend seem like the killer. And it even got to the point where you as the audience almost kind of question it. Like, is
there was something off
together?
About him, for sure.
Yeah. And there was like a deep character storyline there with the main character and how she's pregnant and she wants to have an abortion. He's pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And then like at one point he kind of goes off and just like breaking this piano and stuff.
Yeah.
And so he's all pissed off, and so that would give him some sort of motive maybe to be angry with her. And he kind of shows up at very convenient times. So it makes you think like, is he a part of this? You know?
That was actually part of my negative, but it really is, because that whole part is fine, but it's, you know, it's
okay. Hold on, hold on. We can talk about that in a minute. But I liked the kind of that mystery to it that it had. Yeah, it made you kind of second guess yourself a little bit. So there's a kill. I think it's with the unicorn. Where he's like stabbing and there's carolers at the same time. Yeah. So there's like carolers outside singing, and then it goes to him stabbing, and then they're singing.
That was pretty cool scene.
That was perfect. John Saxon was awesome. He's just somebody that you just trust. He's just, you talk to him in any movie, all the movies that I've seen him in. He is just so trustworthy. He's just like, he's going to help you, you know? You can trust him. He's no longer with us. I had to look him up, and he doesn't, he died a little while back. Years ago. Yeah. But I really like him. The call tracing. Back in the 70s. I've never seen a movie where it actually shows how they're tracing calls. Yeah. I thought that was, I mean, that's definitely not how they do it now. Oh, no. But he's like running around all these.
Easier way now.
He's running all over trying to find where this call is coming from. And like, I don't even know how to describe it, what he's doing. But it's like in this big room with all these towers, and he's trying to, So, but I thought it was realistic because she tries to get him, she's got him on the phone, the killer, and they don't trace it right away. It takes like 3 or 4 phone calls for her to stay on the phone long enough with him for them to actually find where the call's coming from.
And it's not like she's just talking to him. He's just like off on his own, off on his rant or whatever. She's just listening.
Yeah. And so, like, I thought that was cool that it wasn't so fast. They had to like work at it, and then they realistic. They finally they finally trace it, and then you find out, or she finds out, that it's coming from within the house. Yes. And the boyfriend is in the house, or had been or was in other scenes of the movie.
Well, that was what she was saying. She was so happy because at one point he was actually with her when one of the when someone was found dead. Mm-hmm. So she's like, it couldn't have been him. Mm-hmm. Like, and she was happy about that. And
right.
Yeah, I'll go into that one.
So I see where you're getting there. I see where you're getting there.
Yeah.
Billy is scary. He is crazy.
You don't see his face.
You don't know
anything
face.
about him.
One of the scarier parts, and like most effective, was when she opens the door and sees her friends killed and just like laying on the bed or whatever. And she sees in like the crack of the door his eye.
Yeah.
And he's like staring at her and he says something about like Agnes and Billy or something. And then she like, I think she like slams the door against him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, ah! And then he's chasing her, but he's like screaming while he's chasing her.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a Michael or Jason or whatever. They're just walking. Like, he's really seriously
mad
and yelling.
How dare you push the door against me?
He is like crazy. Like, so I was like, oh my gosh, this is rough.
Yeah.
And I did like the ending. I thought it was cool that they just thought it was the boyfriend. He's dead. Okay. Everything's fine. And, there might be more investigation. We don't know. But then right at the end, the phone rings.
Mm-hmm.
And then the credits roll.
Yeah.
And as the credits are going up the screen or down or whatever, the phone just keeps ringing. Mm-hmm. So I watched. I was like, I wonder if there's going to be something
pick up
or if anybody's going to answer the phone. But no, it didn't happen.
Well, you hear him talking in the attic.
Yeah,
you hear
at the very
end. Like saying like Billy and Agnes and all this good stuff.
Yeah, so the boyfriend isn't the one that did it. But yeah, so. And then there was another thing. I don't know if this is a positive, but there was a guy. I think he was the boyfriend of the first girl that ended up dying. Oh, she was missing, and he was looking for it, and he had this fur coat.
The boyfriend did?
Yeah. Or I don't know. I don't remember who he was, but it might have been like a brother or something. But he had you don't remember this guy with the fur coat?
I kind of do. Yeah. I kind of do.
I just thought that was fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's so random. This guy with this fur coat.
I mean, it's snowing outside. It's cold.
It's like this big fur coat. So, okay.
Peter would be upset.
I really like this movie, but I think that is all my positives.
All your positives? All right.
So, you want to talk about the ending?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler, sorry. For a 40-year-old movie. So, my biggest negative would be the whole boyfriend angle. Yeah, there was something clearly off about him.
Yeah.
Like, he was definitely not all right upstairs. But I just feel like you're gonna end the movie after he dies. Like, there's nothing further after that to the police and to us up until the actual credits. We think that he's the killer when he obviously isn't. There's no further investigation into who else it could possibly be. Mm-hmm. He's their prime suspect.
Yeah.
So when he dies, all right, that's it. It's end.
Yeah.
It's over at this point. Like, come on, guys.
We don't know. It's like the same day. It's like the next morning when the movie ends. But we don't know if they're going to look into it further.
Well, why would they end the movie right there then, if that's the case?
Because it's the movie's gone long enough. It leaves you wondering.
I just think it's just lazy. Lazy police work They weren't even looking into this guy, really. They were just like, okay, there's something off about him, so he must be the killer.
The John Saxon, like the main investigator guy, he kind of has like a hunch about him, but yeah, they're not like, they don't really have a suspect at all.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, well, he's dead, so that must be it. End credits. Yeah. Let's end this thing.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, they knew she was in the house with the person. Mm-hmm. They're going to get him, and he happens to be there, dead next to her. She's all beat up and bloody.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty good.
Well, she's not dead, though, so she could say, yeah,
She was not coherent. She's now a mute.
Oh, man.
So there's going to be further investigation.
I would
She's
hope
going to
so.
come to, she's going to heal up and be able to say it wasn't him, and,
In Black Christmas 2. Oh, no, well, we're not going to do that. Never mind.
Yeah.
I just thought that the ending was kind of rushed and, like, lazy writing, really.
Okay.
To just be like, okay, well, he's dead, so
Yeah.
end of case. Like, that's it.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was a very cool way to end it because we know that Billy is still there. Billy is not caught, and he's still in the attic.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen next? Billy's obviously going to go after her at some point.
Yeah.
He's not just chilling in the attic to...
Oh, yeah, no.
Just hang out. So it makes you think, like, okay, when is he going to try to get her? Are the cops even onto him at all? Didn't look like it. So, there's more to the story. We just have to think of what it would be ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm totally fine with, thinking outside the box, thinking what happens after the movie actually ends. I do that quite frequently, but it's just it just felt rushed.
Okay.
That end part of it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even that long of a movie anyway. They could have gone slightly further and been like they could have had another like action sequence with him actually with them actually going after. They never even looked in the attic. Nobody went in the attic.
Yeah, still up there.
Like, come on, guys. There's another room up above the house.
Yeah.
It's like, that's just not good police work.
Yeah.
Got to do a sweep. Like a full house sweep.
Gotta do a sweep. Come on, John.
Man, you're slacking. You're a lieutenant. Come on.
The cops were weird too.
Yeah, they were.
Like
that one guy that actually told her that the call's coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
The one thing that he told him not to tell her.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, she didn't even really have to press him very much.
Yeah, I know.
He just kind of volunteered.
He's like freaking out. The call is coming from inside the house. What, dude? It's literally the one thing he told you not to tell her.
That guy was screwing up the whole movie.
He was. Like, how are you a cop? Come on.
But that was his character, he was this like doofy cop.
Yeah.
And yeah. They were like playing pranks on him and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there were some characters, so even him, like he had a character.
Yeah.
Most of the girls they were characters.
Yeah.
Billy, definitely a character.
Yeah.
We don't know too much about him, but
we didn't.
Yeah. But I don't know. I liked it. I could see how you could say the ending was kind of like, okay, it's like super big climax and then it's over.
Convenient. The guy's dead. Like, okay, that's it. Case done. We did our job. It's just a convenient way of ending it for a character that, again, you don't know too much about that character. You just know that he's kind of weird. Like, there's something definitely off about him.
Yeah.
But just because there's something off doesn't mean he's a killer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's really my main negative, and that's the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that they don't actually end up catching Billy, just because it would set it up for a sequel, which they never ended up doing, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
It set it up that way.
Yeah.
Like, this was a pretty I don't know how it did back then, but it ended up being a classic.
Yeah.
Like, you know, decades later. But, so I don't know how it did, like, if it was warranted a sequel or not.
Right.
But it definitely left it open for one.
Yeah, definitely left it open for a sequel. Man, it was so good.
It was, yeah. It really was.
This is one that I need to buy. I need to find it. I looked on Amazon. It's like $20-some for a Blu-ray.
Really?
Yeah.
For just that one,
for
not
just
like
that
a
one.
3
Yeah.
Black Christmas bundle.
No. Just that one. So, I don't think it's made, like, I don't think there's, like, abundance of this movie out there for, like, physical copies. So, but yeah, I liked it. Shout out to Shudder for having this on there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I saw it last year. I did watch it last year, and...
I think it's on Amazon as well.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
But I don't know if I wasn't in the mood or... Because, like you said, there is a good piece of the movie where not a lot of action is going on. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of character development and just kind of a mystery and, you know, kind of they're just looking for their friend or whatever. So I think I got kind of bored with it when I first saw it, and maybe I just wasn't into it. But this time around, I'm like, man, why did I not like this as much? So, yeah, so I don't really have any negatives.
Yeah, my negative was one of your positives. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I really have a negative. Yeah, that's...
So as far as horror,
yeah,
you'll go as far back as 1974.
I guess so. Yeah,
because I think that episode's been posted.
Yeah,
I think it was in our
Hitchcock,
Psycho episode.
Or yeah, with Psycho. I did say
79, 78.
78 was like my cutoff.
Yeah,
But then I think about it, and The Exorcist was before that too.
yeah,
So
that's true. So you're just a liar.
I'm just a liar. But 74, that's definitely the cutoff. Because I'm pretty sure. Wait, was Exorcist 75 or 73?
71 even.
Okay.
Might have even been earlier than
Whenever that came out, whichever came out first.
Yeah.
That's my cutoff.
Okay. So far, we haven't watched all of the classics yet.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's grade this.
All right. I'm gonna give this one a 91.
91.
Yeah.
Good job.
It deserves the A in there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 94. Gave Halloween 95, so I'll give this a 94.
I give Halloween a 95. You gave it like a 98.
Oh, 98? Okay.
Yeah.
96. I'll give it a 96.
Man.
It's
That's
up
your
there, man.
second favorite that we've done so far.
Yeah, it is. And we're going to be doing a top 10 for life
Yeah.
coming up here. So
For life.
you might see this one on there. According to
man.
my grades, it should be.
It better be up there. You better have this and Halloween on your... Well, that's obviously going to be in your top 10.
Okay. Well, we're going to be reviewing Black Christmas 2006 and
And the
Black Christmas
beloved
2019.
2019 version.
I don't even know why that one's called Black Christmas, but...
Yeah, I know.
So we're going to be doing those, so look out for those. And have a holly jolly Christmas. This is Scare Talk.
Sleep tight.
Don't let Billy Boy bite.
Billy and Agnes.